Welcome to this farm walk on suckler and soil fertility on the farm of Thomas Moorhead in Brashane in County Antrim. In today's farm walk, jointly organised by Agrisearch, AFBI and CAFRE, will be featuring a variety of topics including synchronisation of suckler cows, calving your heifers down at 2 years of age, grassland management. Also today topics will be soil management, managing your soils in terms of your nutritional management, to optimise your grass growth, to reduce your costs for your suckler cows. The aim of these farm walks is to help put science into practice so that you can get a return on the levy money you put, which we then apply to various parts of research, feed it back to you today at these farm walks to lower costs, improve efficiency and hopefully increase profit on your farm business.
Well, today we've been talking largely about the increasing of production of grass from suckler herds, and we've been talking about heifer rearing and early calving of heifers. At several of the stops we've touched upon the important health implications within suckler herds, vaccination programs, worming programs, but also the control of specific diseases such as BVD, leptospirosis, and a little on Johne's disease as well. And it's very important to bear in mind that as well as their effects in nearly all directions, diseases such as BVD also have direct effects on fertility in terms of early embryonic loss, for example, or abortion, for example, and the production of persistently infected cows. And that a proper BVD control program is essential within all suckler herds, and the recent Animal Health and Welfare Northern Ireland initiatives and the BVD eradication program in Northern Ireland is very important in reducing the level of that disease. We also talked a little bit about leptospirosis and the importance of control of leptospirosis and the usefulness of vaccination in the control of that disease. We talked a little bit as well about the importance of trace elements such as copper, cobalt, selenium and iodine in suckler herd fertility, talking particularly about the important relationship between selenium and vitamin E and the necessity for colostrum to transfer selenium, especially vitamin E, from the dam to the calf, and the important effects that has on survival of the young calves, and also the effects of iodine deficiency in herds, maybe by showing a reduced bulling or reduced viability of very young calves, and supplementation methods that can be undertaken. And it's very important to keep in mind that when we are using synchronization programs and similar or other means of increasing production, synchronizing calving or whatever, the health status of the heifers that are used in those programs is of paramount importance.
We've undertaken quite a bit of research on farm with farmers such as Tom Moorhead, just really to look at the benefits of calving at 24 months and how you successfully calve at 24 months, and really monitoring the animal performance in terms of monitoring the growth, monitoring their live weight and condition from about weaning or 6 months of age right up through to mating at 14 months of age, being critical to ensure it's a successful process. More recently we've undertaken a synchronisation study looking at synchronisation beef heifers. Within this we looked at various protocols, really one looking at fixed time AI and one looking at heat detection, and looking at the benefit of using 80 calving sires on through a synchronisation program. By and large the program worked very well. We had about 60% conception to first service in what is a little bit low but not typical of a synchronisation program. Following on from that there, we do hope to look at synchronisation in the future and couple it with more novel breeding techniques such as XX semen, etc. But by and large the farmers were very happy with the project. The synchronisation study did improve the calving interval of their second calvers, so it was overall a good success.
Thomas Moorhead here, and we had a farm walk today on the farm, and it was just sort of going through all the different aspects of production, trying to get cows and calves all the protocols necessary. On this farm we keep about 130 sucking cows, and the whole aim is to try and produce as much as possible off grass. We finish almost everything, and the aim is to try and make as much money as possible off our limited resources. Inputs are getting very expensive and scarce, and everything has to be managed as efficiently as possible, and that will be the aim on this farm. On this farm we keep roughly 130 sucking cows. We would keep most of the bull calves entire. The bull calves that are born early spring are kept entire. The ones that are born later on in the year are castrated, because bulls have to be away before they're 14 months, and they don't like putting bulls away in the middle of the summertime out of a house. We would also keep 200 or so ewes, half of them early lambing, the other half later on. And the aim of the early lambing flock is to spread the workload and to improve the cash flow. The later lambing ewes would be more productive, have more lambs per ewe. Even though the price is less, you probably end up more profit per ewe. On the cattle front, the male cattle tend to go to the factory as bulls. The females go to a local butcher. We'd also keep a few Angus. The main breed used would be Charolais and Simmental. Charolais as terminal sire, Simmental for rearing replacements. We also keep an Angus bull for heifers. The Angus calves go into an Angus scheme, attracting roughly a 20p premium, ending up being as profitable as either the Simmental or the Charolais. The Angus calves grow well in bad weather. They are not as dependent on meal. They can be finished with much less concentrates, and if the weather turns rough, they'll still thrive away, whereas your continental animals, they tend to be not doing so well in rough weather. The current situation with inputs is bad enough. We're in a total impasse at the minute in terms of single farm payment. We don't know what's going to happen, but certainly without some form of help, the sucking cow is finished. She is unable to survive without a subsidy of some sort, and at the minute the subsidy through the single farm payment pays a fair whack of the bills to keep the cow, and then that leaves you something with profit. If that is taken away, the sucking cow will disappear, and there will be no sucking cows left in the countryside at all.